Good morning. So we are going to start the 8th live session on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and I am expecting the participants to join in soon. However, since I have been recording these sessions and also posting it for view at a later time and date as per the convenience of other viewers, I thought, why not I start actually the session and slowly people can join in one by one. So today the idea is really to cover the questions from the first three recordings of the reading of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. As most of us know who have been regular with us, we have been reading and recording Srimad Bhagavad Gita along with the translation and commentary in English by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, who happens to be my Param Guru, and also reading commentaries wherever it is available from the book that has been published by the disciple of Swami Prabhupada, Swami Bhakti Gaurava Narasingha Maharaj, who happens to be my Diksha Guru. My name is Archana Krishnamurthy. I'm also known as Ashtasakhi Dasi. I welcome you all. So today we are going to cover the questions from the first three recordings that we have shared earlier. Those of you who wish to listen to that can log in to my YouTube channel, Conscious Living Center, and you will find a playlist with all the recordings, and you can do that and join us from next time. So today we are going to start this session with me sharing for about 10 minutes what I had written in a blog in as early as February of 2015, where I started sharing through my small blogs in a layman's language as to how we can understand Srimad Bhagavad Gita and such literatures and adapt it in our day-to-day lives. So today I'm going to read out a small section and the highlights of this blog, which is about the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and its relevance to our life as on today. So I would like to switch on the screen sharing so that we can read some of the important segments together before we open the floor for question and answer. Dr. Ram Anjaneyulu, good morning. Thank you for joining in. So as you can see, I am sharing on my screen my blog site as it exists and an article that I had written on 25th of September 2015. So the opening remark that I have made, I think, is what I believe in, that a lot of us get into discussions and even debates and arguments about our belief related to various religious beliefs, philosophy, or even scriptures. We all, have tall claims on how we have understanding about the aspect of religion and spirituality and stuff like that. But frankly, when you try to find out how many people have actually gone through these scriptures and have a deeper understanding of that, you will find very few of them actually who have done so. So what happens is when you don't understand something enough, you actually have a kind of phobia, and some fear can also get created in you because of the half knowledge that you may have about something. Funny part about a lot of religious beliefs, rituals, and spirituality when not understood properly is how I see people like you keep doing what you want to do, and on certain special days you go to the temple and you can go to Vaikuntha, or there are people who are talking about go and wash your sins off in the holy Ganga, and this I'm talking of the people who believe in Hinduism, and you can find similar stuff in every other religious faith. But is spirituality all about this? Is God, scriptures, everything to do with only, just trying to wash our hands off and reduce the punishment that we might be able to get because of the wrongdoings that we have been doing consciously or unconsciously? Or is it a lot more than that? Obviously, my answer is it is a lot more than that. So let us look at a few things that I wanted to highlight today. First of all, what is good about reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita, number one, is I think it is a manual on how to live. It has nothing to do with any philosophical belief, religious belief, or spiritual belief that you may have. This is one book that exists from the time the creation exists. And the claim that is being made, not by me, but in the book by the person speaking, is that he is the creator. So I don't see any harm in at least checking this out, right? So like everything that is created usually comes with a manual. Even we come with a manual on how to live. But we can make use of that only if we actually take that manual and go through it and adopt it in our lives. What better book to read than the one that is claimed to be written or recorded as said by the creator or God himself? So that is the beauty of this book. Relevance? Okay, before I come to relevance, is it history, mythology? Is it a story-based way of telling values of life? Actually, frankly, it's a mix of all of this. It is history. It's part of history, no doubt about that. There are kings, there is a place. Even today, you can go and point your finger there, and we all know that exists. So there is no doubt on that aspect of it. Now, what is being said when you go to the relevance of that? Fun is, this is not like a novel or a storybook or some part of history that is relevant only to its times. This is absolutely timeless, as we all are. So here, actually, the ease of reading this book is because it's in the form of a question and answer. It's not a lecture that's being given one way. It's not something being bombarded to us when we don't even have the curiosity to know. Arjuna in this book, who is asking most of the questions, is representing someone like us, who is a confused being once coming into this world and getting, entangled in this world with everything that we get entangled with, is really confused about how to move forward, what is right, what is wrong. And who better to ask than the creator himself, and especially he got a chance having him as his relative, standing right there in front of him in one of the toughest times of his life at the Kurukshetra battlefield. So it's easy to read. It's as good as any storybook, or even better, I would say, with a lot of interesting characters in the form of question and answer, questions that we can relate to, answers that we will have to grow to relate to. Initially, we might have to accept it, absorb it, understand it, and later we might be able to relate to it. So let's focus on the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What is it called? The title of that chapter is Sainya Darshana, and which basically means observing the armies on the battlefield. Now, just for all of us to get the right understanding of who are the armies, where is the battlefield? Yes, once upon a time, where it is mentioned, there was a place called Kurukshetra, named after the king Kuru. And because he was also a king who represented righteousness, that place was also referred as Dharma Kshetra. And dharma, as we have spoken earlier in some of our sessions, is nothing but a place of duty. So a place that has been designated for performing the duty and named after the king Kuru is this place called Kurukshetra. It is close to today's Delhi, right? Now, this happened once upon a time there, but when you are looking at the relevance of what is being spoken in this historical event, we can actually go a little deeper and understand in today's time, if I'm not standing in any battlefield or I don't have a chance to be doing that in my lifetime, why is this relevant to me? Then let's understand how it is relevant. Today's battlefield is actually within us. As I've tried to explain in the blog, which I've shared in the WhatsApp group, and I would be happy to share with anyone else who would want to read it. Otherwise, you can go on to consciouslivingcenter.blogspot.com and find this blog and go through it. So what I've tried to explain in this blog, a very short blog actually, is that we all are going through this cyclic, structure of the time moving in phases based on the planetary conditions. From Satya Yuga, way of Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, and then come back to Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and this cycle just goes on in life. As soon as the creation in this material world happens in its purest form also, that's called Satya Yuga. But because in this material world, we have different kind of contaminations. I'm trying to just scroll down to get to that where I have mentioned. So basically, there is greed, there is, here I have mentioned greed, pride, anger, jealousy. These are the different kind of contaminations that exist in this material world. And because of which, slowly, in the purity of the environment, the ecosystem, including in each one of us as a being, as a life form, there is a deterioration and there is a contamination that happens. And by the time we come down to Kali Yuga, we are in the most contaminated state. The other relevance of talking about this today at this moment is to share with all of you my understanding that as we go around this cycle of time cycle, as we refer to it, if you see in the earlier stages at the beginning of the contamination, so from Satya Yuga, when you go to Treta Yuga, we talk about devils and enemies of the good, and there is a Asura Loka and there is a Deva Loka, and these are talked about as two different planets where things exist. Slowly, as we come to the Dveta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, you will see that the Asuras, like for example Rama and Ravana, Devata and the Asura mentioned, both started appearing on the same planet, coexisting in the same planet. But now in Kali Yuga, we are at a stage where the Devata aspect and the Asura aspect exists within each one of us. So the battlefield is actually happening within us more than outside of us. I'm not saying it's not happening outside. I'm not saying the discrimination that we have to use and the learning that we get from Bhagavad Gita is not useful in dealing with the outside world. It is, but it is most useful when we can start learning using this knowledge to deal with the battlefield that we are having within us. The good, bad, ugly, everything is within us as on today. And now we need to see how, with the learning of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we can understand what should we support so that we can make the good within us win the battle. And how do we really make sure that the conflicts that exist within us because of the contaminated state we are in, how can we remove that conflict and come to the purest and the most peaceful, blissful state of being? So this is what I briefly wanted to share today. And I'm going to stop the screen sharing now and come back to our live session. And good to see you, sir. Yes. So I think I can't hear you. You might have to unmute yourself. And at this point, I would like to encourage, if you have any questions or even if you want to share something on Bhagavad Gita as a whole, or you have any questions related to anything that we have discussed so far, we could get into that at this point. And by the way, just for the information of the participants, I have put on the recording. As you know, I have been sharing the recording with the rest who are unable to join the live sessions but are finding it easier because of the bandwidth issue, time issue, or anything, to watch the live sessions on our YouTube channel later. So just for your information, recording is on. So sir, would you like to share anything? Unable to hear you. You might have to unmute your mic. Your mic. You will see a mic icon on your screen. I think it's muted. You might have to go there and unmute it. No, actually, I see that you are not muted, but for some reason, I'm unable to hear you. Okay, yeah. Now you are muted, actually. Now you're muted. No, you are still muted, sir. You might have to press on that mic again. It has actually become more muted now. Can you press on that mic icon and unmute yourself? Sir, you are still muted. Are you able to hear me? You have to still mute your mic. On the screen down, do you see the mic icon? If there is a cross, then it is muted. And I see in my screen that your mic is muted. So you have to click on that one more time.
Okay, madam.
Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you, sir.
Okay, madam.
Yes, so, please share.
Madam, translate in Telugu, madam.
You can say,
Translate.
I to understand, sir, as much as possible. You want to share something or ask any question?
Questions, madam, in Telugu?
You can try, sir. I'll try to understand that. No problem. Please share.
Okay.
But try to speak a little slow so that I can understand.
Okay.
Yes.
Madam, little knowledge, madam. Little knowledge in Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
little knowledge in Bhagavad Gita.
Hmm.
You speak in Bhagavad Gita. I am understanding
Hmm.
the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Adi madam.
Yes, sir. Have you read any version of Bhagavad Gita till now?
భగవద్గీతలో ఏదో శ్లోకం ఉంది మేడం,
Hmm.
ఒక శ్లోకము.
Hmm.
అంటే మేడం 1 minute మేడం, పుస్తకం ఒకటి ఉంది చదువుతాను మేడం. 1 minute మేడం.
Sure, sure.
భగవద్గీత ఒకటి మేడం, 1 minute మేడం. మేడం శ్రీ భగవద్గీత శ్లోక తాత్పర్యం మేడం, ఇది పుస్తకం ఇది.
Right. Right. Okay. And who is the author? Who is the author?
Gita Press madam, Gorakhpur. Gita Press, Gorakhpur.
Gita Press, Gorakhpur. So this has only the Sanskrit verses, or does it also have like an explanation of each of the verse besides translation?
Sloka and slokas and in bhavam madam, meaning madam.
Meaning,
sloka,
right? So sloka and meaning. So you know what happens here?
Meaning, madam.
I understand. Yes, yes. So Gita Press actually has some beautiful, scriptures, very well translated in many different languages. But here is what I would like to say to anyone. See, initially, when I did that, I would just go somewhere and pick up some book and try to read that. Now, funny part was, when I read different versions with even commentary and explanation, because what happens when we read that, Sanskrit, is difficult to interpret and understand unless we are experts. Even when it is translated, it all depends on who has done the translation and how knowledgeable that person is, because it is not about word by word transliteration.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Right? I myself, after many years of being in the ashram under my guru, I attempted to translate, this Bhagavad Gita from which we have been reading to Hindi.
Okay, madam.
And
madam,
in Hindi, right? And
in Hindi, madam,
yes, this is Hindi. And why I did
Hindi, okay. Yes, madam.
Yeah, is because
yes, madam.
I grew up in a Hindi belt. So my attempt was to try and help the people who read Hindi to also get benefit of this. So we have done it in Kannada, we have done it in different languages. I'll actually find out if we have something in Telugu, and if we have, then I will share that with you. But the point I was making was, while I was trying to do this, and I thought, I am born in a Hindi belt, I know very good Hindi. But when I tried to translate, even from not directly from Sanskrit to English already has been done. And my English is also fairly good. So I was trying to translate from English to Hindi. But I can't tell you, sir, how much effort it took for me to find the real word in Hindi, which actually translates appropriately that bhava.
Yes, madam.
It's not about just, I couldn't do just simple translation.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Okay, madam.
And because we are not speaking every day on these subjects, it's not common words.
Yes.
And if I use very difficult words, people will not able to understand. It will become some big literary book, which is not the idea.
Oh, yes, madam. Okay,
so
madam.
We wanted to keep it simple, but also not dilute the meaning. And this took a lot of effort by quite a few of us to write this, doubly write it, edit it, proofread it. Lot of people had to get involved. While initially I thought that's a small book, we are not going to do commentary on every verse, so it's not going to be that difficult. But now I know how much effort it takes to properly translate the mood, the bhava of it, right? So in this book that you have, it is good that you have exposure to the verses. And while we recite these kind of Sanskrit verses from these scriptures, they have their own effect in the form of vibrations. If we learn how to recite it itself has its own benefit. But if we have to take the real benefit of understanding the meaning and
Yes,
then
madam.
understanding the relevance of that in our life as on today and adopt it and go through, you know, all the confusions we have in our day-to-day life, you know, you want to adopt something in your life, you go to your workplace, you're dealing with your colleagues, your bosses, and then you feel, Arey, you know, what I read in Gita does not apply here, you know, it's not working. And those are real
Okay,
problems,
madam.
right? So
Yes,
then we
madam.
have a question, we need somebody to go back to, you know, Gita says this, you explain to me like this, but you know, when I'm trying to do it, it's not working out well. So somebody
madam.
has to be there, like how you in your subject is a professor who the students can come to when they have
Yes, madam.
confusion and need clarity. We need to also have a guru,
Okay, madam.
right? But the problem that comes
Yes,
in
madam.
finding a guru, as you know, today's time, unfortunately, 99% of the so-called gurus are fake.
Yes, madam.
So it is
Okay,
very,
madam.
it is very difficult to find a real true guru. And then again, even if
True
they
Guru.
are
Yes, madam.
right, and even if they are there, some of them are good, and somehow if we go on finding and if we have a real desire, they will appear in our lives from somewhere, right? They will. But the problem is, will
Yes,
we
madam.
know how to know who is good, who is bad, who is right, who is wrong? And number two, who will be right for us? Now, I'll tell you an example about
Yes,
myself, right?
madam.
I am a person, I can call myself spiritual, but not necessarily overly religious. So, what I mean by that, you know, I'm a theist. I believe in God. I believe in a creator. No doubt about that, right?
Yes, madam.
About the philosophy, I'm a person who likes to find the best philosophy logically that can explain to me why I should believe in a particular philosophy. I don't like to be told because you are a Hindu, because you're a Brahmin, because you are from this particular caste, this is what is the matha we belong to and this is the guru. I don't like that aspect.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
I want to be logically convinced. I'm a science student also. So
Okay,
I am,
okay.
right?
Sir, madam, I am also science student
Correct. So
and
we need to,
and
you know,
BJC botany, zoology, chemistry.
same thing, sir.
Botany, zoology, chemistry. Yeah.
Me also. Botany, zoology,
Yes, madam.
similarly, even I did. And the problem is when people just tell me, just do this, do that, and just for some benefit. Again, I don't believe that if we have a creator, everything we do is just to please him to get something.
Yes, madam.
That is like saying, you know, you should actually ask, you know, why I should serve my parents. What will I get in return? Even if you don't get in return, you already have, you exist because of them. You exist and
Yes,
you
madam.
are who you are because of what they have done already. So even in that gratitude, we are supposed to serve them. We don't need to every time ask, if I give them a glass of water, what will I get in return? So
Yes,
I don't
madam.
believe when people say, go to this temple because all your wishes will come true. Go to that temple and give 100 coconuts and you know the God will listen to you. My question is, the coconuts are his only. Does he really need coconuts from me?
Yes, madam. Okay.
And do I need to trade with him that, you know, you give me that, then I'll give you this? And how is it different from anybody else? Is
Yes,
our
madam.
God a kind of trader with us? And if we are the created, what, I mean, you know, authority we have to be trading with him? So I needed to understand logically. Number two, in my guru or in my ashram where I would go, I was clear that I wanted freedom to ask questions. I don't like to be told, you know, get up in the morning and every day in Brahma Muhurta and then do this and do that and do that, and one day you will figure out. I'm a person who
Okay,
needs to have the freedom to ask questions. I'll
yes,
do
madam.
that. I'm not saying I will not do that, but
Yes, sir.
Even if I do that, I want to understand in a better way what is the relevance of doing that at that time or in this mood. And fortunately, because slowly I started getting clarity when I started meeting so
Yes,
many
okay, madam.
different kind of people, when I started getting clarity what kind of guru is, who I'm looking for, that kind of guru appeared in my life.
Yes, madam. Okay, madam.
Right? So I realized by my own experience, and frankly, I'll tell you, sir, afterwards, I met so many people in our association who all came from different parts of the world. And since their desire was similar, they also had come to this guru only, and they found he is the right guy for us. And this person could, gave us that environment. He would allow us to ask all the questions. He would sit and discuss with us for hours together, and we got that logical answer that we were looking for as to why we are doing what. So even today, I'm not ritualistic overly. I have a problem in that, and I'm not proud of that.
Okay.
I have a problem in that, right? If somebody says get up every day at 5 o'clock and do this, I did that for some time, but after some time, I wish to progress from there. You don't want to get stuck. So I would suggest, sir, at any point, if you really wish to understand these kind of scriptures, it's great. We are talking, I'm sharing what I can share, and that's great beginning. But I would say one of the things I would recommend is, I'm in fact making available a few copies of the Bhagavad Gita I had in English. If you are comfortable with English, otherwise I'll try to find out if we have the Telugu version that I can recommend. You can go through the commentary which explains in detail each of these slokas.
Yes.
And while we understand, sir, the detail and try to adopt it in our lives or even think of adopting it in our lives, you will get a lot of questions.
Yes, madam.
Practical questions. I have problem. I tried to do that and this is what happened. We need
madam, which book in Bhagavad Gita? Madam, which book is in Bhagavad Gita in English?
Actually, ISKCON has published a book. His founder, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder of ISKCON, had produced a book called Bhagavad Gita as
ISKCON.
But here is a warning. The original version that was published has been edited. And the edited version is not necessarily what I would recommend. The old version, which is still available on website, is what I would like you to have.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
So I will try to find the Telugu version and I'll send you the link.
Telugu version.
Yes, they have it. I will find the link for that. I will send you the link. You can either read it online or you can buy.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
I'll do that, sir.
Okay, madam. Sorry, madam. Yes, madam. Okay. So, madam, Bhagavad Gita in Bhagavad Gita, one slokam is meaning Manasuku Manase Mitram, Manasuku Manase Mitram, Manasuku Manase Setru. రెండు ఆకర్షణమైన మనసులు కలిస్తే మిత్రత్వం, విరుద్ధమైన భావాలు కలిస్తే శత్రుత్వం అనే ఒక శ్లోక మిత్రం, మనసుకు మనసే శత్రువు. అది మేడం.
So this is actually from chapter 2 when Arjuna is asking, what you are saying is all okay, but actually when I try to do, my mind is not in my own control. How do I control my mind? And to that, Krishna is saying you cannot actually control your mind. Your mind can be your best friend or the worst enemy. Right?
Okay.
But this is a fantastic sloka, sir. In fact, I would like to prepare something on this sloka for our next session. And this is a beautiful sloka to actually think about and discuss and understand, sir. That's a wonderful example you have taken. We'll do that.
Yes, madam. Okay, madam.
Here, basically, what Krishna tries to elaborate is, if you know how to control what is yours and manage that like the mind, then the mind will become your best friend. including, sir, your body.
Okay, madam.
Our mind, our body, our emotions, everything are meant to serve us, the soul. But today what has happened, sir, we don't know where is our soul. We only are, we have become servants of our mind, body, and everything. So today, I want to do something, my body does not permit, my mind does not permit.
Okay, yes, madam. Yes, madam.
So instead of these senses and faculties serving us, we are serving them.
Yes, madam.
So Bhagavad Gita is actually the science that tells us how to control and manage all these senses so that then we become the masters of our senses. And that is the shloka from where Shri Krishna is beginning to explain that identify the problem as your senses, starting with the most powerful one, which is the mind.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam.
And simplest example, sir, tomorrow, both of us know getting up early in the morning, going to bed early in the evening is a good thing to do. We also know mornings, if you can do some exercise, yoga, go for a walk, it is good. But many of us, when we try to do that, it is our mind which comes in the way. It will give all these excuses. Ayo, last night you slept very late. Sorry, sir, I had dropped out. So what I was going to say was, we know like it's all good to do this, to eat this, not eat this, get up at this time, go for exercise. We all know, who doesn't know? But the problem comes when we try to adopt this in our life, our mind will come up with all these excuses. You want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and your mind will say, Ayo, Archana, last night you slept very late. Oh, last night the power went off and the mosquitoes were biting you. Today is a long day. Today is a long day. You have 4 sessions to take, so you will get very tired. Sleep 1 more hour today.
Today is late, wake up.
Yes. So tomorrow you wake up. From tomorrow you do what you are wanting to do. Today, just go back to sleep. Now, this is where our mind acts against us. And the day you can get your mind under control and know that your mind can do this, then you can use your mind in the positive way.
Yes, madam.
So this in brief is what, how we can start even discussing and go in depth about this beautiful sloka that you referred to. So sir, what we will do is, today we have almost come to the end of this session, and we will conclude the session here today. But thank you for bringing in that sloka. I would definitely like to start our next session with that sloka, and join me in adding your experience of explaining, how you have understood, this particular sloka, and that would be nice.
I am primary and says that early morning wake up 5 o'clock,
yes,
and you can go to temple, Ramalaya temple. Yes. Some students are temple. In village, one early morning 5 o'clock in Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yes. Hare Krishna 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 Hare. In a village, in a round walking, madam. Early morning 5 o'clock, madam.
They call it Nagar Sankirtana.
Sankirtana, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes. So they do the Nagar Sankirtana. So they actually go around the street.
Go around on a village, madam. Go around on a village, madam.
Yes.
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, madam.
Yes. Absolutely.
In childhood, madam. Childhood. I'm studying 6th class, madam.
See, sir, actually, because we have been very lucky to be exposed to these kind of things when we were young, we are still interested in these kind of aspects, sir. Otherwise, many people have lost interest. They have gone after things that they also don't know why they are running after. But if
Yes,
you and
madam.
me
Yes,
are
madam.
still trying to find this is because we were fortunately exposed. This is called, you have that punya that you earn knowingly and
Yes, madam. Yes,
unknowingly. We call it
okay.
sukruti. Yeah. So
Yes, madam.
sukruti is, when you do something and you earn a punya, and sometimes you do it unconsciously. So that
Yes, madam.
Nagar Sankirtan was happening, but your ears were fortunate to hear it and you still remember it. So
Yes, madam.
that is the beauty and the power of such positive stuff, sir.
Madam, ఇప్పుడు today in summer vacations,
Mm-hmm.
one essay
Uh-huh.
writing this, madam.
Okay.
Prachina Sahityam
Huh.
in classical literature.
Okay.
What is important of education?
Right.
Importance of education.
Right.
In Bhagavad Gita, one sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vadaha Pravadata Maham. అంటే అధ్యాత్మ విద్యానాం వాదః ప్రవదతామహం.
Yes. So basically, you know what it means, sir?
Madam?
What it means here is, first of all, when you refer to Bhagavad Gita, sir, about education. Now,
education.
Adhyatma, now, first of all, Adhyatma is like the study of your soul.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
What is said
soul,
in Bhagavad Gita is there is no better education than self-realization.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
But
yes,
okay, there is then Vidya, and there is that Jnana, Vidya, all these different things are mentioned, words. Now, when you talk about, sir, Jnana, Vijnana, and the Vidya part of it, now if you see, there is theoretical education that we even now go through, and then there is, hands-on experience of that education or applicability of that education.
అదే మనం అంటే one sentence is receiving, madam.
Correct.
One sentence receiving in Bhartuhara in ప్రాచీన సాహిత్యం విద్యావశ్యకత title, madam.
Yes.
Title in Bhartuhari in Sanskrit poet విద్య నిగూఢ గుప్తమగు విత్తము రూపము పురుషాలికిన్ విద్య యశస్సు భోగకరి విద్య గురుండు విదేశ బంధుడు విద్య విశిష్ట దైవతము విద్యకు సాటి ధనంబు లేదు ఇలన్ విద్య నృపాల పూజితము విద్య ఎరుంగని వాడు మర్త్యుడే అని ఒక పద్యం చెప్పాను మేడం ఇన్ భర్తృహరి ఇన్ సాంస్క్రిట్.
రైట్. సో యు ఆర్
అంటే yes ma'am చెప్పండి.
Yeah, so you are going to elaborate this and write something for your students?
కాదు మేడం, ఇన్ ఎస్సే ఇన్ villages and towns and students are education not interested, but education is what is the important of education values, what is the important of education in literature, in classical literature, how to teach and listen in Mahabhagavatam Bhakta Prahalada Hiranyakashipu says that చదువని వాడు అగ్నుండగు చదివిన సత్ వివేక చతురత కల్గున్ చదువుగవలయును జనులు చదివించద ఆర్యుల వద్ద చదువుము తండ్రి అని హిరణ్యకశ says that in Prahalada. In Prahalada చదివితి ధర్మ అర్థ కామ మోక్షములని అని చదివితినని చెప్పి in Prahalada in explain in father Hiranyakashipa.
Correct.
One thing madam, in చాటు పద్యం అక్షరంబు వలయి కుక్షి జీవనులకు అక్షరంబు జిహ్వ ఇచ్చురసము అక్షరంబు తన్ను రక్షించు కావున అక్షరంబు లోక రక్షితంబు అని చాటు పోయమ్స్. చాటు పోయం అంటే number of poems is collect the poems and explanation subject you teach the students and college students and university students. I am thinking madam.
Very, very good idea, sir. But here, very important thing for all of us to introspect when we do this is, what is the kind of education that is being taught in these things, and what is the kind of education that we are giving in our education centers today?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I'm giving
Why
putting,
are the children in the villages not interested
it
in
is.
our education? We need to see, because are we
Yes, madam. Yes.
doing something wrong in what we are providing, because they are not seeing the relevance of it.
Okay, madam.
See, today, sir, we are saying come to my school and I
Yes,
will
madam.
teach you how to learn physics, chemistry, maths, and whatever. As a child
Yes, madam.
in a rural village, sir, I am not understanding how will that help me. Frankly,
Yes, madam.
even I
Yes,
don't
madam.
know at this age how did all the frogs that I killed in the lab
Yes, madam.
is helping me today. I don't know, sir.
Yes,
Why
madam.
all the chemicals I mixed in the laboratory and learned, which is what chemical and what color it makes when joining with what, I don't know how it is helping me in my life.
Yes, madam. Okay, madam. Yes, madam.
I wish I was taught something before that, which gave more clarity about what is life, how do I find out who I am, what is my purpose, how to do this, live this
Purpose.
life, right?
Yes,
And
madam.
then,
Yes, madam.
once I know how to live this life, what for to live this life, then
Yes, madam.
that helps me, I will learn what I have to learn.
Yes, madam. Yes,
But
yes,
today,
okay,
sir,
madam.
the schools and colleges are becoming
Yes, madam.
disinteresting because students are not understanding the value of what they're receiving. And it is,
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
we all know that.
Yes, madam.
So, sir,
Yes,
as
madam.
a educator, we all need to see, can we fill the gap that exists today?
Yes,
We are
madam.
teaching physics, chemistry, maths. I'm not saying that's wrong and that should be removed. But we
Yes,
are not
madam.
teaching about life. We are not teaching about how to understand self, how to manage self. We are not teaching how to find our purpose. That we have
Purpose.
to fill the gaps, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Okay, madam.
And especially in the younger years, no, sir, before 12 years of age, if we
Yes,
can give
madam.
the right kind of vidya
Yes,
about
madam. Vidya.
life, what is life and why it needs to be led and how, then we will be helping these students understand, why they should do, how to deal with pressure, how not to commit suicide if difficulties come, what is the value of the
Yes,
life
madam.
they have been gifted with, how to contribute. After 12 years, sir, then
Yes, madam.
if
Yes,
they
madam.
need to become a scientist, and that is the way they are meant to contribute, they will learn physics, chemistry, maths.
Yes,
But
madam.
somebody, suppose he's supposed to be an athlete or a musician, and that is how he has been created by nature. Why push
Yes,
him into
madam.
that?
Yes, madam.
Let him go to a music school or to
Yes,
a
madam.
sports school.
Yes, madam.
Why should
Madam,
he
in
take?
rural, madam, in rural areas, in rural areas, and students, our parents are very poor, madam. That's why,
My question to you, sir,
yes, madam.
do you really believe the kind of schools
Uh,
that exist today and what we are teaching, it is really that
uh,
important for those children that their life will change because they will learn this?
yes, madam.
This is a question we have to ask.
Okay, madam.
Even if we sponsor, sir, and give free education, I am not sure
Yes,
that
madam. Free
this is the
education.
kind of education that's going to help them. And the
Yes,
real
madam.
education, sir, that uneducated poor mother can give to a child better, or a old person in that village has better education to share
Uh-huh.
than many
Okay,
of
madam.
our
Okay, madam.
so-called educated people.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Okay, madam.
Actually, sir,
Correct.
when we go to the villages, and if
Uh-huh.
we look for opportunities to learn from them what they know,
Yes,
including
madam.
what
Yes,
they're
madam.
doing for their life, including agriculture and all that, there is a lot we
Uh-huh.
can learn from them.
Yes, madam.
And
Yes, madam.
what they're doing, sir, in their environment, how can we contribute with our knowledge to make it better is what we have to
Uh,
see.
yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Otherwise, sir, if you make a remote village child,
Child, village child.
some engineer also with 99%,
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
nothing great is going to
Yes.
happen to his life.
In a rural area, in rural area, child is very provided knowledge, madam. Okay.
Correct. No, what I'm saying, sir, is what are we talking here as knowledge? We need to introspect that.
Ante, yes, madam. Avunu, madam.
What is really useful for their life? What is it
Life.
that, do we really need money to provide that?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
So that is a revolutionary question I'm asking, sir. Just setting up the kind of schools we have, it is losing its relevance even in the urban area, sir. Sir, what is the point when, I'm just giving an example, right? Ramesh Arvind, who is a film actor in South, is an engineer who spent lakhs of rupees of his parents and did engineering and was a merit holder. He became a film actor. Tell me why he had to do the 25 years of engineering.
Yes, madam. Okay.
Right? Now, Sushant Singh Rajput, he committed suicide, a Bollywood actor from Bihar.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Right? A topper.
Yes.
Engineering, he did not finish, I think, his graduation, but he was an engineering student, merit holder. And in his school ranking itself, he was some science national award holder. He became a fantastic actor, but you know what he did not know? When he faced a problem in his life, one after the other, he did not have the knowledge of how to deal with that.
Yes, madam.
So what is the point of, there are so many people committing suicide today, sir, from young kids to,
young kids.
adults.
Yes, madam.
So then if they are not getting the right kind of knowledge to understand their life and, live their life, then what is the point of earning a lot of money and getting 100% and all that? Sir? There's no point.
Yes, madam.
And sir, I am asking you, sir, today, I have got educated in a small village, sir. I do not come from a big place. I did not know even till graduation, if somebody would ask me to talk one line in English, I had a problem.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
But then, you know what? Once I was thrown into the water, I learned what I needed to learn. Today, nobody can tell where I came from.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Okay.
That is because, I threw myself where life threw me, and I learned to swim, and I managed, and I'm living. Because my base of it, what I needed to live is there. And I know whatever comes, I might have to learn. What stops you and me today to learn whatever we want to learn, sir? Why should we have finished all the learning in the first 25 years?
Yes, madam. Okay.
We are doing a reverse flow, sir. After I become a chairman, then I go into training programs called self-awareness. Leadership programs, sir. All leadership programs. I've been a leadership coach. I've been a leadership trainer in corporate services. I go to the presidents and CEOs of corporates, and the first program of leadership I take, sir, first session is called self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Sir, should you become self-aware when you're 60 and heading a big corporate sector, already frustrated in your life, and you're a parent, 3 grown-up children who have gone out of your hands? Or this self-awareness class should be held when you are 8-10-year-old?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Right? Leading ourselves.
Yes, madam.
By the time, sir, we are 15-20-year-olds, we should know how to be a leader of ourselves before we go out and become a leader for others. Right? Rest of the things,
yes,
chemistry, maths, anything else I want to learn, sir, even now at the age of 50, I can log into something, go to an online course, and I can learn. I can find a teacher, I can go and join a course. If I think I want to learn and I'm interested and it is of some use to me, I am learning. Today also I am doing different certificate programs.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, madam.
So why put the pressure on a child to learn material subjects, sir, that can be learned later? They need to know something more basic and more important. So I would say, sir, when you're going to the village kids, sir, let us look at what is the best education that can be provided to the village kids. And I swear, I think if we can come up with the right kind of education content, those children will be attracted to it.
Yes, madam.
That should not cost money. Not everything costs money, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Correct,
But
madam.
today, if you tell me, sir, that I should go and join a rural school to teach physics, I have least interest.
అవును మేడం. అవును మేడం.
Because I don't see value
Yes.
in it even as a teacher.
Yes, madam.
At the age of 50, I don't see value in it, sir.
Value అంతే మేడం. Yes, madam.
Right? So today, I am going to every school possible. Like how I came to Puttaparthi also, sir. I am going to every
Puttaparthi.
school possible to see how can I fill the gap.
Yes, madam.
How can I help people live a conscious life about what is more important to set a foundation of education before
Yes,
we
foundation of
think
education.
about outer things. Sir, what is happening today? I and you, from the time we opened our eyes, sir, we have been educated about ABCD, Mars, Moon, Pluto, Jupiter.
Yes, madam.
A 6, 7, 8-year-old child, sir, you catch hold of from the street and ask, they will be able to tell about some of these things. Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. But you ask
Yes,
them,
madam. Yes,
what do
madam.
they know about themselves? What do they know about life? What do they know about the purpose of life? You think they can speak?
Purpose of life. Yes, madam.
Because we are not.
How to living in a society. How to live in society. How to
What is
moral
life,
values.
sir? Forget how to live, sir. What is life? Why do
What
you?
is this?
Why do you even
Yes,
exist?
madam.
So that, you know what? So we are not taking any time to even have a discussion with them on that.
Mm-hmm.
And today, sir, what I and you have been bombarded with as to this is how
Yes.
we have to live in life.
Yes,
I have a feeling that if some of us are intelligent enough, we should go against the flow.
Yes, madam.
I don't think the best thing for me to do is to become some 99% holder of engineering degree and go to US to work, sir.
Yes, madam.
But my educational institutions are helping me only do that, sir. They're telling me I will be good only if I prove that. But I'm not interested in that. I think that's a wrong direction they're giving our children.
Yes, madam. Okay,
So
madam.
before, sir, we can go to the villages, to the parents, to the teachers, to the students, we need to actually have a deeper understanding.
Deeper
Is this education even worth it to take to the villages, or should we reinvent education, what we call education?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Madam, in Puttaparthi, it says that in what is education, what is conscious. Very excellent, madam. That day.
Yes.
Your speech, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam.
So, sir, we will, call off the session today. Thank you so much. It was really interesting speaking to you. And
madam, in Telugu, you understanding in Telugu. Madam, you understanding in Telugu?
I little bit understand, sir. I can't speak though.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Right, madam.
So, madam, sometimes when you want to speak, sir, and you can speak in Telugu, you can express, only speak a little slow, then I can understand and I can clarify with you because you understand English.
Sorry, madam.
So I
Sorry,
can,
madam. Okay, madam.
If this is what you meant, and once you confirm, we can take that. No problem, sir. You can speak in Telugu.
Sorry, madam. Okay, madam.
That way, I have English.
Madam, I have ideas in Telugu. I explain that, madam.
Sure.
What is education? What is education?
Sure, sir. So, do you also not write in English, sir?
Write in English, madam. In only, madam, in poems, in Telugu poems, madam.
Oh, so your ideas are in poems?
Poems, madam. Ideas are poems, madam.
Okay. So, you know what? If you can sometimes see if you can translate that to English.
Madam, translate English, madam.
Just verbatim. I'm not saying make it like a poem. Don't.
Poem. And I am explaining poem and meaning and meaning.
So what you do, sir? Sometimes if you can record small part and share it whenever you can, then we can have discussions on that.
Okay, madam. Adhe, madam, in Matruhatti.
No problem. You can do it in Telugu. Just speak a little slow. Do it in Telugu.
Yes, okay, madam. Okay.
Record short versions. Share it with me. I'll take somebody's help to understand. No problem.
Sorry, okay, madam. Right, madam. Yes, madam.
Right?
Right, madam.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'll conclude the session.
Thank you,
now.
madam. Namaste, madam.
Bye.
Namaste, madam. Namaste,
Bye.
madam.
Namaste.
Thank you, madam.